r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What's the movie that made you leave the theater and why? Don't think I ever left a theater mid-movie, but I did fall asleep during Quantum of Solace. Never have done that before or since. I am legend. I took a girl to see it on a first date and we had to leave because she had a complete breakdown at the dog dying. She then yelled at me as I drove her home for taking her to a movie where a dog dies. I had never seen it before. I heard a guy snoring during the car chase inspector. I thought, this guy has the right idea, and went home. Passion of the Christ. Went to see it as part of a school field trip. Yes, it was a Catholic school. Snuck out the back with some friends to go see the Dawn of the Dead remake that was playing in the theater next door. Not me, but all those years ago when I went to see the last Twilight movie. Yes, I know. No one likes Twilight. There was a scene of a fight that killed off some of the main characters. These two girls walked out. Right after they walked out, it was revealed that none of that actually happened. Gave me a good laugh to imagine that they were complaining and telling people a fake ending to the movie. I wondered how long it took them to realize and get mad that they missed out on the ending. The Hills Have Eyes. For me, the rape scene was too much. Big fan of horror films in general, but actual assault or rape scenes really get to me. The girl with the dragon tattoo was so good, but it has a pretty gnarly rape scene. Even as a dude who has zero personal trauma with anything even in that realm, it was still rough. Other than that, it was an amazing movie. Sicario, because some lady brought her newborn and a 5-year-old in, who both immediately started crying as body bags were being pulled out of the walls of the house. I asked her to take her kids outside until they stopped crying, and she told me to F off and mind my own business. I went to the front desk and got my money back. I did go see it a few days later, and it was fantastic. I would have left, but the people I'd gotten a ride with didn't want to leave either the animated Star Wars, the Clone Wars movie, or Pacific Rim. I saw Winter's Tale with my second girlfriend on Valentine's Day. It was horrible. She loved it, and it's one of many reasons I broke up with her. I was the only person in the theater when I saw Monument Men on my birthday, so I didn't feel bad about messing around on my phone until it was over. I've never seen such an overly sanitized movie about World War II. I saw Mother on opening day in an empty theater. The only reason I stayed was to make sure it was just a heavy-handed allegory of Genesis, and to see if the camera would eventually pan backwards to Darren Aronofsky jerking off to it. Opening night, The Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. There was a fire, and the whole theater was evacuated. Everyone got 2 free tickets. I went to the Two Towers twice with those, and another 2 times on my own dime. The Force Awakens. We waited all these years for a sequel to Return of the Jedi, and they give us that BS? A soft remake with worse characters, wooden dialogue, and cringe-worthy acting? Frick Jar Jar Abrams. Closest I ever got was 10,000 BC. It was near the end and I was like, well, might as well wait it out. Then as it went on, was like, nah, there is no point. But I drove my friend and didn't want him to feel obligated to leave. He apparently wanted to walk out too and was fine sitting in the lobby, but didn't want me to feel like I needed to leave too. We were both basically hoping the other person would suggest we leave. The Green Lantern. Should be self-explanatory. Cats. Originally went to see Knives Out, but it was sold out and the only other movie with seats was Cats. Thought I'd give it a shot. Shortly after seeing Rebel Wilson licking herself, though, I decided it wasn't for me. It wasn't in the theater, but I stopped the movie Blonde after the abortion scene which they filmed from inside Marilyn Monroe's vagina. Yes, that actually happened in the movie. We were watching as a family for Christmas and I made an executive decision. Nightmare on Elm Street. To be fair, I was high AF and convinced Freddy Krueger was in the seat behind me. Star Wars Episode 1. The Phantom Menace. It was the pod racing scene. After 15 minutes of nothing but CGI, I was just like, nah, I'm gonna go smoke weed in the car, see you all later. One of my friends left with me, the other 2, afterwards were like, sorry, we thought maybe something interesting would happen at some point. We were wrong. That was like 16-year-old me. I've come around on it a bit in my adult years. It's still a bad movie, but I don't think 40-year-old me would have walked out on it. I just would have hate watched it and bitched about it afterwards. To be fair, movies were a lot cheaper back then. I leave the theater for every movie I go to see. Usually after the credits. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.